in session. First up, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh my goodness. Who knew? Who knew? Martell Holt has earned his keep on that show. We know that the way he stays in the blogs, but we are out of the blogs and we are now in the court of public opinion. And let me tell you, Melody is saying Martell is violating his custody agreement. And he and his new side chick, yeah, you heard me right, his side chick is bullying the kids. All right, entertainment attorney, lawyer, I need some insight on this, Miss Counselor Williams. What is going on here? And what is Melanie actually saying? Is she saying that no longer can they have joint custody, but that she only wants sole custody because of the bullying? Can you share with me, Attorney Williams, what we got right here?
This is such a crazy child custody case. So as we all know, if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, Melody and Martell Holt divorced a few years ago, but they have since been in court battling over child custody. So they had joint custody of the kids, 50-50 split, but Martell is actually who initiated seeking full custody, which obviously caused Melody to retaliate and say, no, actually, if that's what we're doing, give me full custody. So in the latest filings, she's actually alleging that not only has Martell not gone to court-ordered therapy with their son, but he has continued to physically harm the kids, bully them, choking them, threatening them, and talking negatively about her around the children. She's also alleging that Martell's side chick's daughter, who lives with the side chick, but is around the children, has been bullying the kids as well. So this is a very messy family situation. It looks like Martell has absolutely no control over what's going on, because those claims that Melody has listed, they are insane. And hopefully Martell is not actually putting his hands on the kids, because they had an agreement that neither parent would do corporal punishment with the kids. So Melody is also alleging that Martell has violated that agreement. So if all of this is true, Martell has a whole host of violations, and I know the judge will not be happy.
So, Attorney Coffey, is it safe to say that the court has the right, or people have the right to interpret, since he can't practice corporate punishment, that he has to use other measures in which to discipline his child, which could be examined maybe or interpreted as bullying?
No, if he doesn't have the aptitude to properly parent his kids, that's a problem, which I do believe that the order did say something about him going to like parenting classes or something to that degree. And what was also interesting was that in addition to just saying no corporal punishment, they actually defined and gave examples of what it was. So it really just lends itself to he doesn't really have the proper skills or capacity to properly parent his kids. There are several other ways to discipline a child without putting your hands on them. And it's a shame if he doesn't know any of them without resorting to bullying or allowing someone else to bully his children as well.
All right, now hold on, counselor. Now we're talking about bullying is also being accused of the daughter of the side chick. Now the daughter of the side chick clearly is not putting her hands on the child. There's nowhere in the court documents is the daughter of the side chick's hands been put on the child. It's the language that's being used towards the child. So my initial question and my remaining question is, can he be using other tactics besides corporal punishment, which is being interpreted as bullying?
No, it does not seem like from the petition that was filed that they are alleging non-bullying acts as bullying. It seems like what they are asserting is in fact inappropriate conduct towards the child and trying to discipline them. So I do not believe that there were any acts that were classified as bullying that should not have been. So I do believe that he is not properly parenting his children, that he is to some degree bullying them and allowing others to bully them as well.
Okay, Attorney Williams, this is what I need clarity on in this particular case. Because I feel like, and I have been a part of a family structure where my dad's in the military and my mother was a teacher. They had rules, and my parents were very clear that if you broke the rules, that there was accountability. And the way that they talked to me, a lot of people, the way they talked to all my brothers and sisters, a lot of people would say that it was very aggressive and that you should just let kids be kids, and you shouldn't be holding kids at such accountable levels, because in fact they felt that my parents were like being too forceful. Resume. Okay. Okay, so this is my question. So my dad was in the military and my mother was a teacher, and we grew up in a very kind of discipline and accountability household. And a lot of people felt that my parents were actually too harsh on us, that my parents actually would, in some of my colleagues, especially, the other white families in the communities that we grew up around, thought that my parents were a tad bit of a bully. So I'm asking this question, Attorney Williams, could this be the case? Could he be interpreting, because he's not allowed to touch the kids, right? Because of the corporal whatever. Could it be interpreted the way that he's disciplining his kids? Could it be interpreted as bullying? But in fact, maybe it's not.
Well, he's being accused of bullying the kids, but he is also being accused of physically harming the children. So if you look in the court filings, they kind of go a little bit more specifically into what Melody is accusing Martell of. So some of those things even include showing the children videos of Melody on dates with other men and making certain negative comments about Melody. So it doesn't even seem like it's, trying to toughen them up or instill some discipline into them. It really seems like pettiness. There's also, if you all have been kind of on the up and up with what's going on the show, Martell was recently arrested for threatening to release a S tape featuring Melody, right? And in those court documents, there actually are texts from Martell to Melody saying, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to release this, with a screenshot from the tape. So it seems like these two have a lot of legal drama between them. But from reading the filings in the custody case, it seems like Martell is unfortunately using the children as a way to be petty towards Melody. Again, if what's in Melody's filings are found to be true.
Gotcha. Okay. Attorney Coffee. Let me bring it back to you for a minute, because I don't know how engaged you are in reality television, but right here in the court of public opinion, a lot of those cases end up in this court. And what I'm hearing from my ears as the judge is I hear a storyline. I hear that these two, because they have divorced, and technically, how do you keep two people on a show that is called Love and Marriage, but they're not married? So in order to stay on the show, it just seems like they keep drumming up more and more and more and more and more mess to make sure that contract gets re-signed to bring them back. Could this be a factor in this case, Attorney Coffee?
That is an interesting point. And I dip and dabble in the show. And so I do feel like the tension between them is a big part of their storyline. However, it is very aggressive to go to the measures of legal implications, legal proceedings, especially involving your children. So if they are using this ploy to keep a storyline going, that's kind of disgusting. Like I say, involving your children, allegations against your children. Now, if it's just between the two of them, I'm going to release a tape and this, that, and the other, okay, whatever. But again, to bring the children into it and his image as a father, I feel like that's very detrimental to his reputation, his character. But maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. If they're using it as a storyline, that's very pathetic in my personal opinion.
I think in the court right, go ahead.
To just add on to that, I agree, it's disgusting. But also, when you again look at what Melody filed, she's saying that Martell is not even going to court-ordered therapy with his children. That has nothing to do with TV. Martell, why you can't go to therapy with your son? What's the problem? Again, hopefully that's not the storyline here. I think that, from what she's alleging in these filings, it just seems like Martell's being trifling and just doing what he wants to do, despite what the court has ordered him to do. So
order in the court. Now, y'all know I'm not going to let you two ladies beat up on a man just because y'all are trying to see this one way now. Now, if he's putting his hands on the kid, the court will not have it. But we're not going to have our two attorneys and my legal beagles beating up on the men every time the man and the woman gets in a situation. All right? With that